And we are live. Welcome to The Process. It is Thursday, October 28th. I am Josh Engleman, and I'm here to break down a good one. 6-game slate today. I couldn't be happier. We got another good one coming up tomorrow. Love these slate sizes. We should have a ton of fun. I hope you had a good night last night. Please, as you get in the door here, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. You know how much I love those likes. We want to see that number hit at least 100 by 7 a.m., 30 minutes in. Let's go ahead, unmute there. Just get a little bit of tunage in the background. Fun night last night. I got another one just outside the top 100 on FanDuel, so a 0.1% or 99.9 percentile finish. Just not enough. I didn't have all the pieces last night. I can't be as good as one Adam Scher, ship my money, taking down the DK contest for 100K yesterday. I don't want to talk too much about it right now because he and I were talking for all the way up until the 10 o'clock games. But he and I will talk about his 100K win on the strategy show today at 10 o'clock. Don't miss it. It's going to be a good one. It'll be fun. And we'll have enough time to do it because there's only 6 games on this slate. Oh, guys, good morning. It's kind of a sad morning. We only have one more process this week, tomorrow, and we're done. And then we got to take a little bit of 2 days off before next week. Either way, it was a good day yesterday. I can't be mad. I think I was down like $15 or something. Still got that one. I ended up having 3 in the top 1%. I'm really happy with the lineups that I'm constructing right now. There's going to come a day where a couple of those pieces fit together, and we're gonna have a hell of a party on the process show. But I don't have too much else to get into now. We got 50 people in here, 30 likes, tons of good mornings. Good morning to everybody in chat. I see a ton of coffee cups. I love seeing it. You guys know I love seeing it. So let's dive into it like that. Cheers, everybody. Grab your coffees, your waters, whatever you got to start off this morning, whatever you're doing. Siggy's, joints, you name it. Cheers to you. Let's get this day started. That is very, very necessary. And now we are on to the process. Shout out to Prize Picks for being the presenting sponsor of this show. If you use the promo code Awesemo, I got a little bit of nasal. If you use the promo code Awesemo when signing up at Prize Picks, get a 100% instant match deposit bonus. You cannot beat that. By the way, I should actually pull up Prize Picks right now. Let me take a look at something quickly. I want to see if their lines are up, because if they are, I built us a little something so that we could take a look at Prize Picks for today. They don't have the fantasy scores up yet, just the props, and not a lot of them to begin with. Okay. So I built a little tool yesterday that'll load up all of the fantasy point over-unders for Prize Picks. So maybe they'll be there by the time this show is over. I don't know. But maybe that's something I could tweet out after the show if we need to. But I did build us some Prize Pick stuff for today. Maybe I'll have to reach out to Prize Picks and see if they can get those up for our show. Maybe I'll get them to only put them up if you guys get to 100 likes each day. Yeah, the guru, I have the play-by-play from Adam on what he needed for the late bit. He was not confident that it was going to hold, but that's not even the best part of this story. He and I will talk about it all on the strategy show. If he wants, we'll see. I can't imagine that he minds, but it'll be interesting. You guys are going to laugh and be angry at the exact same time. All right, Thursday, 6-gamer. Good morning to everybody. Let's kick it off right out of the gate. Atlanta Hawks, Washington Wizards. Speaking of, let's do this. I'm going to grab... I'm going to grab all the games here, plop them down here so I could at least track what I'm doing. Atlanta Hawks, Washington Wizards, first game up. Let's close this window and this window and this window and this window and get some depth charts up. No Okongwu, Lou Will, questionable. I think we pretty much know how to project the Hawks at this point, right? We cross our fingers for most of it. Trae Young, 35 minutes. Sounds good. DeLon Wright is the backup point guard. Sounds good. They legitimately split those minutes last time, which is good to know. We got Bogdan to 31. Gallo played 19.5. Herter played 24. Cam Reddish played 24. John Collins only played 25. I believe he was in foul trouble. I watched a little bit of that game last night because I had a lot of Joe Val. Collins finished with 4 fouls, picked up 2 pretty quickly, immediately came out, picked up a 3rd, picked up a 4th. Okay, so it wasn't as bad as it seemed, but I think he probably lost a couple minutes. It's good to know. I got him in for 30. I think we could probably knock him down 1. So we're going to go to 29 there. DeAndre Hunter played 30 or 28, 29. Yeah, 29. So there's not too much I can do here. I'm going to give Kevin Herter another minute, take him to 23. I'm going to give Cam Reddish another minute, take him to 23. And then I'm going to give DeAndre Hunter another minute and kick him to 29. I think that's all I can do for Atlanta right now. Rates should all be fine. So we'll move over to Washington. June Sosa, good morning. On to the Wizards. All right, Beal got to 35 minutes yesterday. Do we have any new news for Washington? I assume we don't, right? Unless somebody got hurt during the game. Okay. Somebody did get hurt during the game. Daniel Gafford. That allowed Montrezl Harrell to go bananas, which was annoying, obviously. Gafford's not going to play today, best I could tell from yesterday. Okay, so none of these Q tags are real. Hachimura, I don't expect to play. So I think we're going to see the same thing as yesterday. I just don't know about Neto. But let's try to figure out which direction this is going to go. I think I'm going to have to add Isaiah Todd to my model for today, which isn't all that fun. But just full stop right away. 32 minutes for Montrezl Harrell. I think at a minimum, but I'm going to start there just to see how this looks. Let's delete Atlanta and Washington from the list. So who played? I know that he played like most of the minutes after that. Why did I close that? But what I need to see is who was the backup after Gafford went down. So in this little stretch, all right, so Gafford got hurt here. So, I mean, Harrell played basically every minute after Gafford got hurt except for this stretch in the third quarter. At that point in time, they had Kuzma, Beal, Avdia, Holiday. Okay, so Bertans / Kuzma we're basically the nominal fives on this team. I don't think that we're going to get Rui, and even if we do, he's not totally ready, but let's just see if there's a new note. I thought that he was a little bit further away. Okay, so he's not even traveling for the game. Oh, no. Maybe we'll get a timeline once the Wizards return home to host the Hawks on Thursday. Got it. All right, for right now, I'm assuming that Rui Hachimura does not play. So, I don't totally know. I mean, they're just going to have to go small. They don't have the bodies. They just don't have the ability to do this. Isaiah Todd is really their only other option as a quote-unquote big. Is he even with the team? I don't even know if he's on a real deal. First pick, second round. Okay. Yeah, he's going to get run today. I think he kind of has to. He's only played blowout run so far, but I think he's going to get at least a rotation or two. I should probably just get him added to the model right now while we do it. So let's just handle this now so we don't have to deal with it later. I thought I guess I stopped at the end of the first round, which makes it a little bit annoying. But I can get him added to my model pretty quickly. Just got to add his birthday. So we've got Isaiah. Nope, not Isaiah Thomas. That's not the autocomplete anybody was looking for. Why is Kevin Panjos in here twice? All right, there we go. Isaiah Todd. Birthday is October 17th, 2001. God, that makes me feel so old. 1017. And we're going to call him a 4.3. We in. And we run. Got it. All right, guys. Yeah, I think it's important to get Isaiah Todd in there right now because to me, they just don't have enough bodies, and he's going to have to eat like 6 to 12 minutes. So I was either doing this now or doing it later. Might as well just do it now. We have plenty of time today. Just the 6-gamer. We'll probably go for about an hour. Honestly, I wouldn't even be mad going more. I do have football videos to record today, which is not my favorite thing in the world to do. All right, Isaiah Todd should be there now. Yes, he is. All good there. I'm going to give him 12 minutes. I think he plays a little bit. I'm going to say that Kuzma ends up being like the fake 5 over Bertans because Bertans doesn't have the strength to guard some of these people. All right, we didn't get Neto. Dinwiddie continues to play about 30 minutes. Beal's minutes are fine. I want to give Kuzma an extra minute. So that's done. Actually, let's do that at the 3. 28 for Pope, sure. Harrell's minutes seem fine. Denny's are fine. Everybody else's are probably okay. Although, I guess I could trim Aaron Holiday to 18. That allows me to get to like 13 for Kispert. I can handle that. All right, so Washington's done. Atlanta's done, which means now we could look at these teams. And let's start with Atlanta. Bull, congrats, man. 6th in the $25 single entry. That'll work. Alrighty, Atlanta. You know, Trey, 9K on FanDuel, looks pretty decent. 9,400 on DraftKings. Not as decent, but still really good. Clint Capella, 6,900 on both sites. I'll happily have a little bit of him. He might climb throughout the day. Nothing too crazy here for Atlanta. It's just really tough. This group right here, like that's Reddish, Herter, Bogdanovich, Gallo. It gets a little tricky there. Either way, I mean, there's certainly a lot to like for Atlanta. On the Washington side, however, $5,600 Montrezl Harrell. He's gonna be a little popular. $5,300 Montrezl Harrell on DraftKings. Just a little popular. Like he's just, you gotta play him today. You really do. But there's gonna be some interesting pivots. I'm excited to talk through them on the strategy show. By the way, starting next week, I think I won't be doing the strategy shows on Thursdays. I'm going to move to the deeper dive instead. So you still get myself and Adam, but it'll be later on in the day. Yeah, there's nothing too crazy here for Washington. Like Kuzma for 6,200 on both sides seems fine, but I don't have any like crazy amazing values for Washington outside of Harrell. So we keep it moving. Next up on the list, Chicago Bulls, New York Knickerbockers. This one I actually am interested in, which is kind of crazy. All right, let's close Isaiah Todd out. Yeah, Cantor, only on Mondays, buddy. Only on Mondays. I fought pretty hard for that. That is not a show I want to do all that frequently, if I can avoid it. Q tag on Levine for his left thumb, but from everything that I've seen, I mean, he's just playing, right? I mean, he said he's going to play through it. Maybe a game time call, wants to play through it. Yeah, we're not treating this as anything other than Levine just going into this game. So let's figure out Chicago. Dosunmu did not play in this last one. Also didn't play in their second game. I don't totally understand what they're doing here, but that's a 9-man rotation if we need it. 34 minutes for Lonzo. I got to go to 35, right? So let's do something like that. DeMar is playing about 35 minutes. I got that in there now. Levine at 35 minutes. I got that in there right now. Vooch, 34 minutes. I got that in there right now. Caruso at 27. Check. Patrick Williams, about 27. I got him in for 28, so check. Javonte Green, around 16, so we'll go there. Troy Brown's been around 14, so that's fine. Final guy in this rotation then is Alize Johnson, backup center run. Sure. Alize Johnson playing 12 minutes a game. So I have 4 minutes left over. They're just going to go to Dosunmu, and that's it. I mean, I don't know what else I could do for Chicago. Their rotation seems pretty cut and dry. Now, if Levine ends up out, buckle up. Vooch gets a huge boost. DeMar's going to get a huge boost. That'll be a fun one. All right, on the Knicks side, coming off of Kemba Walker coming out party. Q-tag still on Nerlens Noel. I haven't heard any additional news on Noel yet. Could be available here. I don't totally hate the idea of projecting him in. I don't think that it matters right now. You're just going to project him for the non-Robinson minutes either way. And it's possible that they just rip, like Taj back out of the rotation or something. So Randall playing 36 minutes makes a ton of sense. Mitchell Robinson playing 30. Sure. Obi Toppin played 12 the past two, so let's go ahead and cut a bit of that. And I can delete this Knicks game from the list. We're almost up to 100 likes, and I haven't really had to say anything. 130 viewers. You guys are doing an amazing job. All right, so they played straight backup 5 and 4 here, and almost straight back up there. So I'm going to say that they do it again. We're going to go 30 and 18. That leaves me 9 here. That's not ideal, but we'll figure it out. RJ Barrett averaging about 34 minutes a game. I'm going to leave him at 33. Fournier about 32. I got him in at 31, so that's fine. Kemba played 28 minutes. Derrick Rose played 19. They split the point guard minutes the past 2 games. That's something. I guess that was like the first time that it worked out correctly for New York. Where's that box score? So Kemba played just normal basketball rotations, played 28 minutes. Rose played as the backup. Let's just take a look at these first. Now this is Orlando, competitive game, 6 points. Kemba, first, second, third, doesn't play the fourth quarter. Rose closes. So anyone can close. I think it's going to be really hard to do anything other than 24-24 for those two guys right now. That might end up letting you get nothing. On paper you would think they would want Rose, or like Rose would want to close in a game like this, but I don't really know for sure. Quickly playing like backup 2 run is fine. Is it straight backup 2? More or less. Burks at 20 minutes. Yeah, I don't really have anything else I can do here. So I think that's it for Chicago and New York. We'll start with the Bulls. Oh, wow, this does not look great on FanDuel. Best option on FanDuel, I don't know, Patrick Williams for value at 3,800, Vooch 8,700. I don't really like these prices. Vooch looks a lot better on DraftKings at 8,600, but even still, that's not an ideal price tag. Levine 8,500. Yeah, like these guys, look how similar they look if they hit their ceiling. 6.6x, 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 6.7x. Patrick Williams, if he hits his ceiling, is a value option on a day like today, but I don't love Chicago, especially in this matchup against New York. On the Knicks side, not much better here either. Maybe need some rate adjustments. I don't know. RJ Barrett on FanDuel for 5,400 or 5,500 on DK. Mitchell Robinson for 5,300 has a ceiling, that's for sure. I don't really like all that much of the Knicks either. Bleak so far these first 2 games outside of Trez. So we're on to game 3 now. That would be Dallas and San Antonio. San Antonio 6.5 point underdogs in Dallas. And we know that Kristaps Porzingis has a Q tag after leaving a little bit early in the last one. I would be very surprised if he plays. Sterling Brown also questionable. So I think this might be the first time that we're going to actually look at something where we get a big swing. It said that Porzingis was fine despite being pulled after his back injury. Would not be a surprise if Dallas decided to sit Porzingis. Should that be the case, Maxey would be expected to start. Man, I feel like I should just leave Zinger out right now. It just seems so much more realistic that he doesn't play today. What's Dallas's schedule looks like? Dallas Mavericks. So, all right, and they're on a back-to-back. They play today and tomorrow. And tomorrow's game is against the Nuggets. Oh, there's no way he's playing today, right? There's no way that Kristaps Porzingis is going to play today. Is he properly on the injury report? Because I think that matters too. Alrighty, Dallas. Where are you? All right, so he is properly on the injury report with Sterling Brown. I'm just going to move forward with him not in. They're on the back-to-back. I think they'd rather have him against Denver than they would against San Antonio. It just makes more sense to me that he doesn't play today. I'm pulling him out. Oh, God. Maybe I shouldn't. I shouldn't make assumptions like that on people this early. It's easier to take him out later. What time does this game start? This game... Oh, it's late. That's not ideal. 8:30 start. I'm going to go with the assumption that he's not playing. That makes me feel better. So we're going to make rate adjustments too. We're going to do the whole... We haven't done any real rate adjustments for stars being out yet. So I think this is a good test case. So I think Dwight Powell's minutes at 24 seem fine. My first assumption is that Willie Cauley-Stein will pick up some additional run. We did see Boban get some run as well in this last one. He could play in this spot against Jakob Poeltl. So let's say Boban gets a rotation. Willie Cauley-Stein does. Because I don't think that they're going to go to anything too weird. Maxi's been a little slower, though, so you never know. I don't know how many minutes Maxi can actually play. I'm going to go to 26. Who do we really expect to get into this rotation otherwise? I'm going to take Trey Burke's 4 minutes here. Luka playing 35 makes sense. Jalen Brunson playing 25. I'm going to make that 26. Sterling Brown at 12, I'm going to say is okay. Hardaway at 32 feels good. Reggie Bullock at 18. I'm going to say that he could pretty naturally pick up another one. That leaves me 9 minutes left over for someone to step in this rotation. Probably... I mean, Dorian Finney-Smith can play the 4 in this matchup. There's nothing too difficult there. Who would be... I don't think it would be... Is it Ntilikina? Do they bring Ntilikina in for defensive purposes? No, probably not. Honestly, it's probably just Trey Burke. Since you're looking for a little bit more offense. I'm going to say that they go Trey Burke. So let's do 9 minutes here. 4, 22. 9, that would be 12 and 20. And then 10 and 22. All right, so that's Dallas minutes done. I want to do San Antonio quickly, and then I'm going to go back and hit up Dallas's rates when Porzingis is not on the floor. So for San Antonio, we've got no McBuckets, which is interesting. Still no Zach Collins, and I guess they sent Josh Primo down to the G League, which isn't all that shocking. He is quite young. Theodore, I don't think they signed Moses Brown. I think he came over in some sort of trade. I think he came over in the Josh Richardson trade, actually. That's how I think he got there. I could be wrong. And I think Moses Brown ended up in Boston from the Horford deal. So, I mean, I think it's because he's Moses Brown. All right, so no McBuckets, which is a thing. Jake Puddle playing a ton of minutes, so I'm going to give him 31. I'll take another one away from Drew Eubanks. I mean, this has to be Thad Young, right? Do they go to Thad or do they go to Keita Bates-Diop? I mean, they went to Keita. I guess they went to Keita after McBuckets got hurt. So I don't know what is wrong with Thad Young, but apparently things aren't great for him right now. Where's San Antonio at? Did they play yesterday? No. Did they? There they are. No, not box score. I don't give a shit about that. All right, so McBuckets came out here. Keita Bates-Diop was just in the rotation either way. So we just need to give Keita Bates-Diop minutes. And I think a lot of them. I'm going to give him 24 straight away. And let's see. I need to give 14 here, 19 there. I want to go... Keldon Johnson's playing like 28 minutes a game. I got him in for 31, so let's nerf that a bit. I need to move minutes. So let's move Lonnie Walker, get him to 17 and 8. That gets him to 25. Lonnie Walker played 31 this last time out, but him and Vassell were shooting the lights out. So I don't think that that's going to be par for the course moving forward. Vassell and Walker were like the only guys that could buy a bucket in that last one. 17 and 12. I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to say we get 17 minutes out of Thad Young. We get 24 out of Keita Bates-Diop. That gives me a 10-man rotation. I don't know how like super comfortable I am with the Spurs in this spot, but more than a little bit, I guess. Now, let's check out Dallas. Let's do a little sleuthing. And let's figure out what we want to do for these rates. So, let's go to there. All right, so we're on to Dallas. And what I'm going to do is go all the way back to last year, start of the season. No Kristaps on, because that's basically the same thing. Nothing's changed for this team. So we know what we're getting here. And right away, first thing that we see, Luka Doncic, 37% usage rate with no Porzingis. And that's exactly where I already have him, 37.7. I mean, that's in the ballpark. They added Reggie Bullock, who's less of a usage guy. They just don't have as many guys looking for their own shot on this team. But what's going to be really interesting here is I don't really have anything to change for Luka. And we've known this for a while, that when Porzingis sits, it doesn't really change Luka's projections. We've never really seen a change for Luka Doncic with Porzingis off. To me, it raises his ceiling because it's just one other guy that like is not likely to get hot, and it's just going to maintain Luka. But for right now, I don't think we have anything to change for Luka. What we do want to pay attention to are guys like Tim Hardaway Jr. and Jalen Brunson. So Hardaway Jr. does see a little bit of a usage bump. He certainly doesn't see an assist bump. Jalen Brunson, nothing really changes for him from a usage perspective. This continues to be a team that just doesn't really have a giant impact when Porzingis is off. Nothing's really, like, I'm not seeing any changes that I need to really make. It's not like Porzingis is some sort of stellar rebounder where it opens up all these like additional rebounding chances. It's not like he's an assist guy. So I think that I really just don't have anything that I need to change. I mean, I guess Maxey would be a decent guy to look at, but, 10% usage when he's been off, a 0.66 fantasy point per minute guy. No real change to his rebounding rates. No changes for Dorian Finney-Smith. So I guess that was much ado about nothing. Let's look at this game then. We'll start with Dallas. Tom Melton, good morning. Oh, by the way, 7:05 and we're over 100 likes. I didn't even have to say anything. You guys should let me know when I miss it. 160 people too, so it's great to have you guys here. As we look at this, I think Luka looks really good. Clearly a guy you want to pay up for. 10-7 on FanDuel, 11K on DraftKings. Monster ceiling. Tim Hardaway, I think, looks pretty good on FanDuel. He's only 5K. I think he steps into a decent role. It has the ability to take a bunch of extra shots here. He's 6,400 on DraftKings. So for every share that you're getting on FanDuel, you're certainly not going there on DK. Dwight Powell, 3,700 on DraftKings. No Porzingis, so those minutes seem pretty firm. I don't even mind the idea of taking like a wild flyer on Willie Cauley-Stein. You never know what kind of day it's going to be. Or, if Powell gets into foul trouble or something, Willie Cauley-Stein, I expect to be the next guy up. Maxey's 3,200 on DraftKings. That'll be one of the most popular value plays you'll find. He's been bad, zero point 0.7 fantasy points per minute so far this season, but that's right on brand for him. So I would say that Maxey is going to be very popular if and when Kristaps Porzingis gets ruled out. For San Antonio, nothing immediately jumping off the page. Keita Bates-Diop, flat min salary on FanDuel, 3,500 on DraftKings. You know, if you need a pay down option, I think that's okay. Derek White is probably the best San Antonio option for today. We keep it moving. Detroit Pistons in Philly, 10-point dogs, 217 total. Let's get back into it now for the Pistons. Are we getting Cade today? No, he hasn't played yet in the G League, has he? Yeah, one more for Cade. Jeremy Grant, questionable left elbow issue. Let's go read that blurb. Wasn't able to practice yesterday, questionable today, missed the last game, so I am going with the assumption that Jeremy Grant does not play in this one. I think that's smarter. Missed the last game and then didn't practice. I'm going to assume they just leave him out, especially because it's the Pistons, and what the hell do they have to play for? So we really just want to do these projections in the same sort of way that we saw the rotation last time out, kind of. You know, that's... Oh, I got to add Luka Garza. Ugh. I guess I should just do that now as well. I need to go through and grab everybody that I haven't put into my model yet. I've been lazy about getting all of the second round guys in. There's just so much other stuff going on, you know? But it doesn't take long, as we saw. All right, so Luka Garza, birthday 1998, 12/27. He is a straight 5. There we go. I'm going to pull these Saban Lee minutes. You know what? I'm going to start it all from scratch. I think that's... Actually, we'll take those Magruder minutes out of there. This might not be as bad as I thought it was going to be. All right. Export my update. And now I can project Luka Garza for minutes and it won't break all of my stuff. Boom. We in now. SMP, no. They're one of the worst teams in basketball. Doesn't seem like they're going to be sitting Embiid. 10-point line here implies that they're not. But keep an eye on it. If you start to see that tank, you lean in that direction. All right, Sadiq Bey in for 34 minutes. Cool. No Jeremy Grant. Isaiah Stewart, 28 minutes. Feels about right. Olynyk got the minutes bump. I forgot about that last time out on the 25th. That made me feel very right and very smart. Josh Jackson was the guy that benefited most. Got up to 30 minutes. So I'm going to take Josh Jackson's minutes out of there. Killian Hayes at 24. Corey Joseph played less, which is something. Okay. Frank Jackson played a lot less. Also something. I'm going to take him down to 20. Trey Lyles played 20, so those minutes seem fine. So we have to fill out with the rest of this rotation. Hamidou Diallo played 11. He's been playing 14 a game, so we're just going to make that 14. We have 46 minutes left for two guys. Luke Garza playing 12 minutes seems like the most likely... Luka Garza, rather. Seems like the most likely scenario here. So I'm going to put 12 minutes in. And we're going to get Trey Lyles to 20 minutes. Josh Jackson needs to be added. I guess Sadiq Bey is the nominal faux 4 here. So let's give Josh Jackson. I'm going to assume that this is going to be a standard issue thing for him. We're going to take him all the way up to 30. And then I have 6 minutes left over. I think Saban Lee is probably the most likely guy to just fall into 6 minutes. We'll go to Philly now. This one should be pretty easy to do other than Tobias Harris being... Not Tobias Harris. Tyrese Maxey being my least favorite player on the planet. Needing him to be slightly better in order to print me some money would have been nice. But Q-tag on Shake Milton. That I'm actually curious about. Because if he's ready, he's going to go right into the rotation, I think. At least at this point. Is he ready, though? Imminent return. I mean, all right. So we're just going to have to wait to see how he looks at shoot around. I'm going to leave him out for right now. Just because he's been out. So 32 minutes for Joel. We're going to project this team out like normal, right? I don't really think we have anything else that we could possibly do. So for Philly, I'm going to go 31 minutes for Embiid, 17 for Andre Drummond. Alrighty, we can delete this game from down here, so I'm not missing anything again. Tyrese Maxey's averaging 33 minutes. I'm just going to take a minute away from him just to save myself the sanity. Seth Curry at 32 seems fine. Isaiah Joe continues to get some run. Furkan Korkmaz played a little bit more. Let's get him up to 20 minutes. Danny Green playing about 24 minutes a game. Matisse Thybulle playing a little bit less. So let's go 23 here. We'll give Cork another minute. George Niang as the backup 4. Tobias Harrison for 34 minutes. All of this looks fine. What is Tyrese Maxey's usage rate so far this season? Because that, I think, is important to me. 20.9. When Joel Embiid is on the floor with Tyrese Maxey's usage rate becomes 19.7. Okay. Well, guess I'm probably playing a shit ton of Tyrese Maxey again. You never know. All right, so we've got Philly and Detroit. We'll look at the Pistons first. Ooh, lots to like here for the Pistons. All right, this is the first place we're finding anything. Josh Jackson is 4,600 on FanDuel, 4,700 on DraftKings. He's got shooting guard, small forward eligibility on DK. Assuming he starts again, going to be one of my favorite options today. I think that $5,400 Kelly Olynyk on FanDuel is underpriced. He's okay at $5,800 on DraftKings. I think $5,500 Isaiah Stewart on FanDuel is underpriced. He's okay on DraftKings. Sadiq Bey just works because he's just sort of like the main guy here. But that Jackson, Olynyk, Stewart trio, that's a piece that I'm interested in. On Philly, obviously, I don't mind paying up for Joel Embiid. There's just a ceiling on Embiid when it's working, especially against the Pistons, who I don't think are particularly set up to handle him. 9,500 on FanDuel, 9,800 on DraftKings. I don't really want this to happen, but I will go to Tyrese Maxey once again across both sites, 5,500, 5,800. Tobias Harris is 7,600 on FanDuel. I don't mind getting there at all on a 5-game or on a 6-game slate. There's always Drummond for 4,900 is going to become a very wild option today. All right, we're fine. Yeah, Brian, that's all well and good. He's still scoring 1.44 fantasy points per minute this season, so I can't exactly cross Joel Embiid off. All right, 2 more games to go, everybody. Let's go ahead and hit that save icon. Hugo, good morning. Good to see you. Let's go to Golden State. so I can talk about how I probably won't get Steph Curry. On the Warriors side of this one, we got normal injuries for Golden State, which I assume means we're going to have normal rotations for Golden State. At least let's hope. Bielitsa's rotation is getting smaller and smaller. Juan Toscano-Anderson's is slightly getting bigger and bigger. So we'll bump him up a little bit. Draymond in for 32 minutes. I think that seems fine. I've got Steph in for 35. Jordan Poole in for 28. All good there. Damian Lee in for 24. Could probably make that 26. Bring Iggy down a hair. Make it 25, I guess. Wiggins in for 32. We'll go 24 and 2 here. I think that makes more sense. Juan Toscano-Anderson, those minutes seem fine. Otto Porter's minutes at 18 seem fine. So I think we're just good here on Golden State. Not a lot we have to change for the Warriors. Memphis, we had a pretty monstrous game out of Desmond Bane yesterday. He's been shooting a lot more. Still no Dylan Brooks, so I don't get the sense we're saying anything too crazy on the Memphis side. I'm guessing we're just going to keep the same rotation. So John Tyus, 29 minutes for Steven Adams. Tillman's playing like one rotation. John Conchar still in the rotation. Kyle Anderson's playing limited minutes, which isn't ideal. I think all of this looks fine. I don't really know what else I would change for their rotations. I guess Jaren Jackson, one less minute. Take him to 18. Give Conchar an extra minute. Yeah, I don't really have much to change for Golden State or Memphis. So we've got one game to go after this. Let's take a look at Golden State. Curry, 10-4 on FanDuel, 10-9 on DraftKings. I'm just going to prefer Luka Doncic and Joel Embiid to Curry. And based on the ownership that I've seen so far this season, I think that a lot of people are probably going to go to Curry. And I will happily just have less. He's a 1.44 fantasy points per minute this season on FanDuel. That's exactly where I have him for this game. So I'm okay with it. And look, like, it's not like I'm projecting him poorly. 33 points, 6 boards, almost 6 assists, a steal and a half. I just think the upside is bigger on the other guys. Draymond for 6,400 on FanDuel is pretty significantly underpriced in comparison to DraftKings for 7,400. I think Damian Lee works as a value option. Flip a coin if you think that Wiggins or Jordan Poole is going to be relevant for today. I don't mind Golden State, but I'm going to be lighter on Curry. That's just my expectation moving forward. Good morning, Chris Yuckets. Good morning, Zach Jameson. On Memphis, most interesting piece here is DeAnthony Melton. Really bad game yesterday. But 5,500 and 5,100 is probably the best value here. Desmond Bane is 4,900 on DraftKings. I think that price tag is very good. He helped Adam pull off that 100K last night. Not too much else here. You know, Adams for 5,600 is a decent value. But let's close this one out. Final game of the night, for us at least. Houston and Utah. This is in Houston. Jazz 9-point favorites. We'll start on the Houston side. I don't know too much that's going on with this Houston team. I haven't really seen too much of them yet. No Daniel House. Otherwise, we're good. So, Christian Wood. I got him in for 33 minutes. He's averaging 34. Need to get him an extra minute. Daniel Tyson for 22 is fine. Şengün can give up that minute. So that gets Christian Wood to 34. Jalen Green is playing 33 minutes a game. I got him in for 33 minutes a game. Fine. Kevin Porter, same situation. Might have him a little bit overprojected, but it'll be fine. We did have Daniel House in the last game. I think that House's minutes probably just go directly to Kenyon Martin. Tate in for 28 minutes. I got him in for 31. All right, so we're going to have to do some moving around here. Nawaba's rotation seems fine. So, yeah, I'm just going to give 14 minutes here to Kenyon Martin, plus another 3. And I think that's probably just good for Houston. Which sends us to Utah. And unless Utah has an injury, we're not really going to have to change anything here. All right, Q tag on Boyan, Pascal, and Mia One. Still no Rudy Gay. Are those Q tags real? Yeah, they are. All right. So what's going on with Boyan here? Because this is the only way the Jazz become interesting. Illness. All right. So I'm not touching anything here. That's not going to help us at all. Pascal played in his facial infection, so I'm just not touching any of this. I mean, Boyan playing 30 minutes a game, I should probably take a minute away from him. Ingles got the gate. He's been playing 27. I'm going to go 31 and 11 here. Actually, we'll take those minutes from Forrest. Give them the Pascal. Uh, 521, 525, 23-3. Okay. Yeah, I guess 30 minutes for Conley makes a little bit more sense. Clarkson's playing a bit less than I was expecting. So is Royce O'Neal, but I think I can give him the extra minute. So that's the lap through this slate. Let's look at Houston first. $5,900 Kevin Porter Jr. on FanDuel. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. $6,700 on DraftKings isn't even the worst price. $4,800 Jayshawn Tate on DK is going to be popular for me, at least. Unfortunately, he's probably going to show up pretty highly on the on my Sims. Kenyon Martin's name on DraftKings might have changed. What do we got there? Martin. All right, so he's KJ Martin on DK. I mean, he's KJ Martin everywhere, but... All right, Kenyon Martin. He was KJ Martin Jr. Got it. There we go. So that's fixed. I mean, Christian Wood seems fine. I got him at 1.2 fantasy points per minute for the game. That's where he's been. Tough matchup for him. On the Utah side, Donovan Mitchell, 8,300 on FanDuel, probably a bit underpriced. I wouldn't feel bad at all about having Gobert. I don't see much else here. Maybe Mike Conley for 5,900. Either way, it's crunches time, everybody. Let's save this sheet. 225 viewers. Let's hit that like button if you haven't done it yet. I need to move some stuff around. There we go. Copy. Let's run optimals for FanDuel. First one up. What do the optimals look like for tonight? By 0.2 of a point, number one lineup: Luka Doncic, Trae Young, Tyrese Maxey, great. Josh Jackson, Tobias Harris, Kevin Porter Jr., Montrezl Harrell, Isaiah Stewart, Kelly Olynyk. I mean, that is not shocking at all. I don't see any pieces in there that catch me off guard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys in the 5s, 2 pay-up options. Tobias Harris has a mild pay-up option. I like that lineup a lot. You can drop down by 0.2 of a point if you want and just swap out Tyrese Maxey for DeAnthony Melton. I would love to do that, but I have no problem there with that first optimal for FanDuel. So let's check out what the power rankings are going to look like. Yeah, and I don't think that any of this is all that surprising, except for Donovan Mitchell, significantly higher than I would have originally expected. I got him at 1.23 fantasy points per minute in this spot against the Rockets. I don't think that's too crazy, other than maybe I shouldn't give him 34 minutes, but it might be Donovan Mitchell season tonight. All right, power rankings here on FanDuel. Montrezl Harrell, Luka Doncic, Trae Young, Josh Jackson, Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Porter Jr., Draymond, Tobias, Tyrese Maxey, Olynyk, DeMar, Tim Hardaway Jr., Steph Curry. On to DK now. I really like this slate. I'm really excited to play it. I wish I could just fast forward to like 6 o'clock and start getting my lineups in. I don't want to wait. Like a Dawson's Creek episode. Alrighty. Optimal on DraftKings by 0.3 of a point. Luka Doncic, Josh Jackson. There's my Jayshawn Tate. Maxi Kleber. Again, assuming Kristaps Porzingis is out. Montrezl Harrell, DeAnthony Melton, Andrew Wiggins, and Joel Embiid. So dual pay-ups of Luka and Embiid. And then pretty balanced around the rest of it. If you drop down by the 0.3 of a point, we're swapping out Wiggins. That can't be right. Oh, Wiggins and Embiid for Bane and Curry. Got it. Okay. All right. Power rankings on DraftKings. Turn that back on. And let me look to see if Prize Picks happened to put fantasy projections up yet. They did not. That would have been fun. I would have liked to check that out on the show. Oh, well, I will drop those into our premium Discord. If you're not a sub, sorry. All right. Power rankings for DraftKings. Montrezl Harrell, Josh Jackson, Luka Doncic, Tyrese Maxey, Jayshawn Tate, Kevin Porter Jr., Kelly Olynyk, Jalen Green, Joel Embiid, DeAnthony Melton, RJ Barrett, Maxi Kleber, Nikola Vucevic, and I see Trae Young sneaking into the bottom. That's fun, guys. Start that back up again. I think that's it. I think we're out of here already. 7:30 on the dot. Well, 7:29, but you guys know the drill. We'll round up. That's not what on the dot meant, but you know. Another one in the books. Another good process show here. Again, shout out to Ship My Money for shipping 100K last night. We'll talk about it on the strategy show at 10 o'clock. Don't miss it. Follow me on Twitter, by the way, at Josh Engleman. You don't want to miss the things that I am updating with. We're going to have a fun slate here. Contenders videos will be out shortly. I got NFL contenders to do. I don't even know who plays tonight. So that'll be a fun thing to run out. Strategy show at 10. And then that's it, everybody. Keep your eyes peeled for everything else. I'll have updates on my Twitter later tonight. Shout out once again to Prize Picks for being the presenting sponsor of this video. Make sure you're using the promo code Awesemo when you sign up so that you can get a 100% instant match deposit bonus on your first deposit. Adam got 100K yesterday. I'm coming for it today. You guys can all have second. Good luck tonight, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning. Closing out the work week. Friday process tomorrow.